Hey people. So I'm Christian. Yesterday I posted a cover of Coffins by Bohnes and another YouTuber whose name I can't pronounce, so I will just call my friend Danny. Um, they said, hey, can you do a tutorial for this? And I thought, I've never done a tutorial, but I'll give it a shot. Um, so yeah, see how it goes. One idea before I start though, a lot of times when I'm learning a song on guitar, I like to learn it with a tab online. I didn't see a good one for this song. So if that's you and you also like learning via tab, I might make a tab for this and post that. So just let me know in the comments if that would be better. Um, yeah, so a few notes on this song. I don't play it perfectly. I kind of play a version that I just picked up by ear from listening to it. The intro portion I think is fairly accurate. Throughout the rest of the song, he kind of just picks chords behind what he's singing, and I think it's close enough what I do. So this song is not super difficult. If it was, I couldn't play it, not that good. But it's not a beginner song either. So if you've never played guitar, if you don't know chords, if you've never done finger picking before, it could be a little tough to pick up from this. You might want to start with something a little more basic. So a lot of the picking in this song is actually based on some pretty simple chords. I've got them written up here. If you know how to play these chords and you've done any finger picking, you'll probably be set. If you don't know these chords, recommend going and learning them. You can just type it into Google, find a diagram that'll look like this that shows you where to put your fingers. So we've got our C, A minor, F, G, D minor, and then this funky chord that's a special part of his intro riff and the verses. I call it G slide because it's actually a version of this F chord, but you actually slide your fingers up. So if you look at the picture here, if you know a simple F chord, it'll have your fingers on these three spots here. And at this point in the song, when you get to this chord, you slide all three of your fingers up 2 frets, and I'll show you that in the video. So that's really all you need to do this, and we'll get started. Try to get a better camera angle here. So this song is capo 6, you will see. So I believe what he plays it at, if he is using these chords indeed. And I'll just try to get up close here. So I'll start with the picking pattern for this song. So it's one that's pretty common, used in a lot of songs with some variation. You start on the C chord here. Here's just a basic C chord pattern if you're familiar with that. And he starts on the string, the low A string that's now a C note that your ring finger's on, and with thumb picks that and then goes to the next string. And for most of the song, these two strings, or similar strings, are picking this background pattern kind of every beat. And your 2 fingers here, your pointer and middle finger, are adding flavor notes over the top of that bass line. So if you add them together, you get if any of you have heard Bruce Coburn's song All the Diamonds, he uses a similar picking pattern for that. Go check it out and you'll hear the similarities. So basically, if you've got that, it'll take a little practice to get that rhythm, but once you've got it, you can pretty much do the whole song. So we'll take a look at what's happening down here. We play our C chord first, and you just go through that once. Da, da, da. And then you move your middle finger over to that A string that your ring finger is currently on, but down 1 fret to a B note. So you're changing that C down to a B, transitioning to a kind of a G chord here, and you play the same pattern. And then you release it and move it over 1 fret and play the same thing again. Except this time you play it twice. And that's an A minor chord, if you know your A minor shape, but you just take off that ring finger to leave the G, making it A minor 7. So I'll play those in a row. Here we go. Nicely done. Next part, you go to your F chord, except the little F, you normally push down on the top E string as well. But we're not going to do that because we're not going to play that string. You only use these 3. And you start with your thumb picking the F, which is your kind of, it's what would be your G string there. You play the F and this, that next note there. You do a little hammer on here with your second finger, play it open, and you go up to that next string. Technically, I think he plays this whatever this low note is here. I think he plays it twice. So he goes. So that normal back and forth bounce pattern that we were doing before doesn't happen here. He goes. And then he picks those two strings again as he slides. And that's that chord that I'm calling the G slide, if you remember seeing it up there, where you slide up from the F chord. So he goes from down here, and then back to the C chord. And he stops there before he starts singing. So I'll play that intro, and then when you hear me start singing, you'll notice he's just playing the exact same thing for the whole verse. Hello, Reaper, have we met? Still so many things I haven't said. Hello, darkness, here again. The last I saw you, I was tangled in my head. And he keeps going. One thing you may notice is that I can barely sing it. He sings it in a beautiful high key that I can't really do. So my cover was actually down at capo 3, I think, or capo 4. I can't remember. But it's the same chords that I was playing. So what I was just doing takes you all the way through the verses, and then there's this mini like bridge or pre-chorus, and that's where we switch to the D minor chord. So Please Don't Take Her Away. And this, we're using the same picking pattern. So you've got your D minor shape up here. On those your four top strings, your highest strings, you're doing this lower picking pattern on those two, and then on the top so you have, that's the D minor, and then back to the A minor, but without that A, so it's that suspension again. Go to your F. Doesn't matter exactly how you pick that one. I like to play the low string twice at the start. But you can also do some hammer-ons there to make it sound flashy. And then to your full G. And I like to pull off that on your second string, that pointer finger. Pull off that suspension as you end there. So playing those 4 chords in a row, the D minor, A minor, F, and G, with the words, please don't take her away, but if you do, I'm just skin and bones, I know that there's room. And then for the chorus, he's just playing A minor, G, F, C, and then with that C, I like to go do that pull down to the G with the B note there to get back to the A minor. Da, 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 walking down that what would be the A string there. And he just keeps playing those. I don't know exactly what he picks. It's basically that same picking pattern we've been doing, where you go, when the man in black comes to cash his check, and you're holding on to your final breath. When you walk out the door, know that I will too. Now he holds that A twice as long. He goes to the F. Hope they build coffins, the G for 2. So let me redo that part, because I think the second half of it is different. So he's doing that A minor, G, F to C up through final breath. And then walk out the door is the A minor, G, And then on Know That I Will Too, he goes straight to the C, G with that B note there, A minor, and holds the A minor on 2. And that's when he goes F, they built G fins for C, you know. That is almost the whole thing. When you get on, so then there's another verse following the same chords, another chorus. On the chorus, the second time, I like to strum those chords just to give it a little more energy. And then finally, there's the I'm Never Leaving You part with the falsetto. On that part, he actually does the same chords that he's been doing for the chorus. He goes, I hope they built coffins. And then on 4/2, instead of going back to the C, he starts the A minor as though for the chorus. And then the G, F, C. So it's like this. I hope they built coffins for 2. I'm never leaving you. Coffins for 2. And so on and so forth. You end with the chorus again. So that's my first shot at it. I hope that's helpful to you. If a tab would be more helpful, maybe a more zoomed in view of something, maybe a flipped thing so the guitar is like mirroring you, let me know. Other than that, I hope it's helpful. Hope you learn to play this excellent song and enjoy. Thanks.